Most of us stay above ground most of the time and enjoy occasional sunlight. Sometimes we forget how much has been built underground. When we go on vacation, we often only see the surface of incredible places, and we may not fully understand the true depth of what we're experiencing. To secret clubs where only the rich and famous are allowed, to monuments constructed with rooms that the public may never get to see, here are 10 secret places hidden in famous locations. But first, we'd like to give a quick shout out to Ryan for leaving us this comment over here about being in the middle of nowhere in the forests of Maine. We're sure that was a spooky experience and was possibly even haunted. Number 10. Disneyland. If you've been to Disneyland in Anaheim, California, you've probably seen the Matterhorn ride, which is modeled after the famous jagged mountain in Switzerland. Rumors started going around that at the very tip top of the mountain, there's actually a basketball court hidden in the attic, complete with rims, basketball hoops, court markings, and all the bells and whistles. There's another place inside Disneyland which is said to be hidden to the public and reserved for only the wealthy elite. It's known as Club 33 and is located somewhere not clearly visible near the Blue Bayou restaurant. Hundreds, possibly thousands of people might pass right by it each day and never even have a clue. It's typically reserved for celebs, politicians, and other very important people. Members must pay $40,000 to be a part of the secret society, and then they must pay another $12,000 each year. Vanessa Hudgens claims that when she went there, and there's a 20-year waiting list for other people trying to get in. Keep in mind, the Scottish Rite uses the number 33 for the highest attainable degree, such as Albert Pike. Number 9. The Statue of Liberty. You might be familiar with the Statue of Liberty in New York City as a symbol of power, freedom, and as a gift from a friendly nation. Many tourists won't get the chance to view the observation deck that's actually hidden inside the torch. When most visitors get the tour, they're brought to the crown, which is only a measly 250 feet from the ground. This gives people an okay view, but not the best. The best view is from the secret observatory all the way at the tip of the torch. So why aren't you allowed up there? Is there some kind of secret Illuminati meeting going on or what? Possibly, but it's off limits since 1916 after German spies have blown up a nearby munitions depot, which caused an earthquake and led to some damage in the torch area. The damage was repaired, but access is denied. The real reason it's closed is still a mystery. It also probably requires people to use a ladder, and you can only imagine that someone would eventually fall and hurt themselves. Number 8. The Las Vegas Underground. Be careful how much you bet at the roulette tables, or the next time you're on vacation, you might end up here. In the 200 miles of tunnels that were designed to prevent Las Vegas from flooding during monsoons like storms, a subculture of about 1,000 homeless people make these places home. You may never even know they're there unless you explore the tunnels yourself. This couple, Stephen and Catherine, have been living here for quite some time now and seem to have quite the interesting arrangement. With salvaged furniture, clothing, and books, these people have no other choice than to live here, as you can imagine, after hitting rock bottom. The homeless will take whatever they can find in order to make themselves comfortable here. They risk all their belongings becoming flooded if there's a storm, or even death if they can't escape in time. Graffiti artists have also turned parts of the tunnels into their personal gallery, showcasing intricate designs. Number 7. The Gibraltar Tunnels. Gibraltar is located at the southern tip of the Iberian Peninsula, and the famous Rock of Gibraltar is visited by many people each year. But many might not realize that this famous rock was actually transformed into a bunker by the British, which consisted of 34 miles of underground tunnels. That's nearly twice as long as the city's road network. Made of limestone, this mountain is actually perfect for carving up and being utilized for protection. The first line of defense was created in the 1700s by the British, but it greatly expanded into an underground garrison for troops. Due to the strategic importance of Gibraltar, it was bound to get hit at some point in time by either the Italians or the Germans, and keeping a close watch with radar was necessary. Air raid shelters, underground hospitals, and a barracks were here before the conflict broke out. But between 1939 to 1945, the tunneling increased from 7 miles underground to 25 miles. During Operation Tracer, the British created a covert operation post known as Stay Behind Cave, where they planned to remain if the area was captured. It was rediscovered in 1997, and the veterans have revisited the site to bring back some memories. Number 6. Tunnels of Buckingham. Built in 1705, this building serves as a symbol of British royalty, imperialism, and the upper class. It's the current home of the reigning monarchs of the UK and is located in Westminster, London. The palace contains 775 rooms, 52 which are for royal guests, 188 bedrooms, and 92 offices. But below this unbelievable royal palace could be a network of underground tunnels which have been kept secret from the public. If one ventures below the street level of Westminster, they might be able to uncover a secret entrance into the palace possibly. Rumors would state that the tunnels run from Buckingham to connecting subway systems. Many still believe they're just urban legends, but it wouldn't seem too unlikely considering the scare during the Cold War, and the Queen is keeping quiet about it. Number 5. Beefeater's Pub Tower of London. Another creepy British spot on this list, the Tower of London used to be used as a dungeon and as a popular tourist attraction in modern times despite its haunting past. It's believed to be haunted by Anne Boleyn, who was held here against her will by King Henry VIII before she lost her head. A Beefeater guard had the tough job of monitoring prisoners, and they've continued to work at the tower as tour guides, security guards, and to keep the tradition alive. You've probably seen them on the Beefeater's gin bottle, but in any case, they have a little secret spot where they like to meet up at away from all the tourists. Only 37 people are allowed at the Beefeater pub at the Tower of London, which is basically their break room. It's believed that there are expensive artifacts being kept at this pub, such as an axe used during a high-profile execution. Number 4. The Kremlin Tunnels. The Kremlin is a fortified complex in the center of Moscow, which contains famous buildings such as St. Basil's Cathedral. While there are many bizarre and eerie tourist attractions, such as Lenin's mausoleum and the tomb of Joseph Stalin, there could be a whole nother world down below. Since there's so much history in this area, you'd have to believe that the underground is some valuable space. The original tunnels constructed at this area were likely built around 1350 in order to escape the walls quickly in the case of an attack. The tunnels could have also been used to stash weapons by Ivan the Terrible after a discovery made in 1978. During the Cold War, it's likely the KGB used the tunnels to connect to Metro 2, which was a secret metro system only used by high-ranking government officials. Number 3. Big Ben's Secret Room. When going to London, tourists are quick to flock to the Big Ben Tower situated at the Palace of Westminster. But do they even know who Ben is and what has gone on inside of that tower? Big Ben refers to the bell inside the clock tower, which actually weighs 13 tons. It was named after the commissioner of the bell, Benjamin Hall, who was a rather big man. The bell is still inside the secret room, which is also broken, by the way. One of the more intriguing secrets about this place isn't about who it's named after or anything like that, but the prison room inside that actually exists. 1/3 of the way up there, or 113 stairs, leads to the prison room where political prisoners have been held in the past. In 1880, an atheist was elected as a role of a government official and refused to swear allegiance to the Queen. For his defiance, he was actually imprisoned here for at least one night. There aren't a ton of confirmed cases, but there's another one about a women's rights activist being placed here for a while after she incited a riot. Number 2. Prague Castle Hidden Jewels. A presidential palace that's interesting to look into is the Prague Castle, obviously located in the capital city of Prague. It's rumored to hold on to the Bohemian crown jewels that are stashed away in a hidden private room. It's been the home to historical figures such as Holy Roman Emperors. The Guinness World Records book claims that this is the oldest and largest ancient castle in the world. King Ottokar II, who's famous for the Hauschka Castle, built this place in 1270 AD. Remember that castle with the creepy bottomless pit? He demanded the construction of greater fortifications, making this a formidable stronghold. The castle complex is complete with a cathedral, which is home to the national treasures. But hold on, before we get to our number 1, we'd like to know if you've been to any of these secret places before and what kind of crazy stuff you found. At number 1, Notre Dame Underground. The Notre Dame de Paris is the most well-known cathedral in the world and is a perfect example of French Gothic architecture during the Middle Ages. Situated on the Ile de la Cité area of Paris, this massive cathedral began construction in 1182 and took roughly 70 years to complete. But there wasn't always a cathedral on this central island, and the Ile de la Cité has been inhabited by Gallo-Romans, all the bones and ruins underneath Notre Dame. The Romans came into Paris and built hospitals and bathrooms and other buildings. When Charlemagne secured France as an independent medieval kingdom, he laid different foundations. Napoleon then decided to clear out the medieval buildings that were out of date, and it's mainly his Paris we see today. In any case, you can see some parts of ancient Paris by going underground. So what did you guys think of that video? Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and explore our channel for some crazy videos. We hope you enjoy.